Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I am an urban gardener growing in my backyard in about 154 square feet of space. My daughter has joined me today but today I want to go over what I am most excited to plant for summer 2022. So I started gardening in 2021 during the pandemic. So if you watch my other video, you already know that. But if you're new here, that's when I started gardening. And it quickly became like something I'm very passionate about and I enjoy a lot. So I have all of my seeds here and I was trying to decide, do I want to do it like what I'm growing, everything I'm growing, or just what I'm super excited to grow this year. And since I don't want this video to be like 40 minutes long, I'm gonna do what I am most excited to grow this year. So I'm gonna go over my tomatoes, my squash, flowers. I'm so excited to grow so many flowers. And if my plan works, I'm gonna have a beautiful flower bed and then there's gonna be flowers in other places. I'm gonna go over root vegetables. There aren't a lot that I'm like super excited to grow, but there's one thing that I decided to try this year that I have not grown in the last 2 years. Year and a half, I guess you could say. Eggplant. I'm gonna go over the cucumbers that I'm excited to grow, the beans I'm excited to grow, and the peppers that I'm excited to grow. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. So I am not an acidic tomato lover. So the things that you're gonna see me go over is not like the red tomato that everyone may want. However, I do want tomatoes to make sauce with. So my first two most exciting tomato varieties is going to be Amish paste tomato and a Ace 55. And so these two I did grow last year. They didn't do so well, I would say, and I think it was the bed that they were growing in, but I have a plan for that this year, and so my paste tomatoes that I plan to make sauce with is going to be the Amish paste and the Ace 55. The next few tomatoes that I'm super excited to grow, maybe because I heard it from someone else that they were really delicious, or I had it last year. So my first is the Brandywine Yellow. This tomato was delicious. In addition to the Brandywine Yellow, I'm very excited to grow the Cherokee Purple. I love that tomato last year. Comes out as a reddish color, maybe a burgundy, but those tomatoes are delicious. And I made so many tomato and bacon sandwiches last year. And once the tomatoes were done, I was like, oh my goodness, I want a tomato sandwich. So the bacon and tomato sandwiches are like delicious with a good amount of mayo on it. Absolutely delicious. Anywho, I'm gonna grow the Hilly Billy. I saw this picture on Kids Seed Co. And I was just like, it was a huge tomato and it was kind of ribbed or accordion. And I just thought it was really cool looking. So gonna grow those. Everyone knows I'm a large Jess fan over at Roots and Refuge. I even have her sweater on today. And so she always talks about Paul Robeson and Dr. Weich's. I think she calls it Witchies. I don't know how you say it either, but so gonna do the Dr. Weich's yellow, and I'm gonna do the Paul Robeson. So all of my tomatoes last year, a great deal of them were grown in bags. This year I'm going to do a mix. My determinate tomatoes are going to be in the garden bed because they'll finish up early enough for me to plant in fall. And then my indeterminate tomatoes, some will be in a bed that I now know after watching my son this fall that I can't use it in fall. And then some of them will be in bags. I just want to make sure that when it's time to plant in fall, I don't have to fight myself to pull things out of the garden I don't want to pull. So yeah, the tomatoes will be in bags and also in raised beds and also in ground or no dig, a no dig section. Okay, so moving on to my next group of things that I'm excited to grow are my peppers. My peppers will be grown in bags. None of them will be in a no dig or in the garden beds because my first year gardening, I ended up having to pull them out because it was time to plant for fall. Peppers in my area, zone 7B in Virginia, they will go well into the fall. So all of my peppers will be planted in grow bags. My first exciting pepper is paprika. I love to cook with paprika. And if I could grow peppers and dehydrate them and make them into a powder for my own paprika, I would love that. So I am growing paprika peppers. I saw a thing online where people were like, paprika is just, a bell pepper that's dehydrated and made into powder. They could be absolutely right. I don't know. But in a seed swap, I got paprika peppers. That is like a tongue twister. And so I'm excited to grow those. I did another seed swap over at Chefs Who Grow. She's on Instagram. She does a seed swap every Saturday. It's called Seed Swap Saturday. You may want to go and check her out. And she sent me some Lacia, maybe. I don't actually know how to say it, but that is the name of these. They are very cute and shiny little peppers, so I'm glad to grow those too. And they're a sweet variety. Last year, I grew golden Marconis. They were delicious, and they were nice, like really long and a thick pepper. Thick, wide. I don't know what you want to call it, but I love those. So I'm going to grow those again this year. And then I'm going to do a Jimmy Nardello sweet pepper as well. Saw these on Kids Seed Co. when I went to look for another vegetable. And so I just picked these up because I have grown to love peppers at this point. I used to say I don't eat peppers until I grew them in my garden. And now I definitely eat peppers. On to our next group of veggies that I'm excited to grow is squash. I am not a big squash eater, or I haven't been in the past, but I do want to grow these and see what they taste like. Plus, I want my family to start eating a little bit of different things. So my first is tromboncino. If you are in the YouTube gardening world, tromboncino is everywhere. Everybody's growing tromboncino, and I want to see how it grows. Plan to grow that on a trellis because I don't have a lot of space, but I'm excited to grow it. I'm also going to do an early white bush scallop squash, and this only takes 49 days to harvest, so pretty excited about those as well. We're gonna skip over the flowers because there's so many. I want to grow so many flowers this year that it's not even funny. So we're gonna save the flowers for last. Another thing that I'm excited to grow is in the root vegetable family, and it is leeks. So you see everyone growing onions, and you see how large they grow. And I have grown onions before, not like super successful yet. I'm gonna see how that goes this year. So I'm excited to grow leeks, and I'm hoping for a great leek harvest because I hear they're really good, but I just never have grown them, and I'm not even sure that I would have known if I was eating it. So next group is beans. And so the one that I'm most excited to grow, and I grew it last year, it was very prolific, is the purple potted pole bean. And so that's that. My daughter's gonna go and turn the ring light back on for me. Power button, friend, power button. The power button. Oh. There you go. Press the power button on the ring light. Right here, the thing hanging from the cord. Yeah, press the power button for me. The red one. Thanks. So I'm excited for the purple potted pole bean. And so, well, I guess we'll talk about where I get my seeds from closer to the end of this video, and I'm gonna try to keep it to 15 minutes or less. So eggplant. I grew a bunch of different varieties of eggplant last year. Found out I'm not really an eggplant lover, but I did like the long purple eggplant. It seems that I like the skinnier varieties better. So I have a bunch of the larger eggplants, like the black one and then the purple and white ones. I didn't care for them. So I'm only gonna grow one variety of eggplant, but I'm probably gonna grow like 3 plants so that I can get enough to eat fresh because I didn't not harvest. I didn't preserve any because I don't know how to. So I'm gonna grow quite a few. Well, no. 3 varieties of cucumber, but the one I'm most excited about, I grew it last year and it was delicious. I pickled it and it was delicious, is the lemon cucumber. And so I have more seeds coming. Yes, not a lot though. From Baker Creek, I was looking for marigolds because I want to have those all everywhere this year. Some other squash varieties. I may do a second part of this video, depending on what kind of response I get from this one. If you would like to see another a second part of this video showing just other varieties I'm growing, not just things that I'm super excited about, go ahead and put that in the comments below so I will know to go ahead and do that. So last but not least, we have about 4 minutes left before I get to 15 minutes. Let's see if we can get through the flowers. All right, so the flowers that I am very excited to grow this year is I wanted a vining flower because I plan to put a trellis right at the opening of my garden, right over the door. So one of the things that I picked up is amaranth, the Love Lies Bleeding. And then I also ordered some, I want to say morning glories. Might not have been morning glory. I don't know. I'll let you all know. But it was a beautiful flower. I don't think it was morning glory because it was purple. And I think morning glory is blue. Or the morning glory I was initially looking at. Anyway, you guys don't care about that. So I'm going to put those 2 flowers on that trellis so that they kind of intermingle. And I get these pretty purple and pink or red flowers at the beginning of the opening. I think it's going to be so beautiful, but we'll see. The other thing is last year I grew one type of dahlia and it was beautiful. I fell in love with dahlias last year. So Cozy Town had their seeds on sale a few weeks ago, and I was able to pick up a mixed variety of dahlias. And then this I got from M.I. Gardner last year, and it's also a giant dahlia mix. And so I'm gonna be growing those. Zinnias, fell in love with zinnias last year. Like any kind of zinnia, I love it. But the one I'm most excited to grow this year is this purple, this is not purple, it is totally green. Green zinnia, and it's called Envy. Picked that up at our local nursery. And when I say local, I mean 35 minutes away, but local-ish to me. Fell in love with hollyhocks. I still have the greenery, so the plant left from the hollyhock that I planted last year. So I'm hopeful that those come back because they were a beautiful, like deep crimson color, I would like to say, and they were very beautiful. But this year I'm gonna do, this is the variety from last year that I grew. It says mixed, but I only got one color, although I only got one plant that flowered, so that might be why. And then I'm gonna do this Ford Hook Giant mixed colors. Last year I loved the calendula, and I did not plant nearly enough, especially since I want to use it medicinally. So this is a snow princess, but I have other varieties as well. And then my last exciting flower is foxglove. I think they are so pretty. So that's what I'm growing this year. I sat down and I wrote out exactly what I was gonna grow. I showed this in one of my other videos. So this is everything that I'm planning to grow. Those were vegetables. These are flowers and herbs. So I have a few minutes left to keep this at 15 minutes. And so where do I get my seeds from? I get my seeds from anywhere, if I'm honest. I get my seeds from the dollar store. I get my seeds from a place called Seeds Now. They're like 99 cents. So if you're not sure that you want to grow something, you can get this tiny pack. And you have a great chance of germination, and you only paid 99 cents. And if you like it, then you just buy it next time. I buy from M.I. Gardner. I buy from Botanical Interest. I buy from Baker's Creek. I buy from Lowe's. I buy from Home Depot, wherever. Anywho, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.